So I just walked by this house and got me thinking. I was like, you know what? I have no idea what any of these homes look like. It's the same thing for people. I have no idea what the inside of you are, the inside of your house, how you have it laid out, how it works, the places that you go within your mind or that you prioritize in your home, because your vessel, this body right here. Hey bud, I know. Dude, chill. The vessel within our mind, within the house, are both one and the same. Because I don't know what you're doing on the inside of your mind. You don't know what I'm doing on the inside of my mind. Just as I don't know how the layout of your house looks, and you don't know how the layout of my house looks. We all have different layouts of our homes, the things that we enjoy and prioritize. So each time you move around your furniture, at least this is how it worked for me, is it seemed like I would have a different feeling, a different vibe, a different tone than I did originally, which has always been a very beneficial place, because whenever I've moved into a new apartment or I've moved into a new space, it's kind of like everything changes. Because I'm like, change is always good. It is. But whenever I move into these new places, like, things feel either off or the furniture isn't in the right place, the energy hasn't settled down. This is my first time staying at the same place for longer than 2 years. Because the past couple of times, like when I was in college, was in one dorm for 1 year, then I moved into another dorm for another year. And after that, I ended up moving into a townhouse with a couple of other friends or roommates, whatever, people that I knew. I lived with them for 2 years before I moved out and got my own place after I graduated from college. And then I moved into my own personal place, which I loved it, being on my own. It was great. I remember moving out and like dancing all over the place. It was really fun. I lived there for 2 years. And then COVID hit, well, almost COVID hit. I moved out of that apartment into this other place for not even a year. Some of the girls that I was living with, one of them was very passive aggressive and did not like me. So I'm like, okay, that's fine, that's fair. Whatever, it was one of the best things that could have happened, because I ended up getting to go back home and live like with my parents, with my mom, and my family a little bit for 2 years as well. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't decide to like leave the place that I was at originally to go to the new area and live back at home for 2 years. I got to have better relationships with myself and with my siblings, which was fantastic. I really did enjoy that. And I ended up staying there for 2 years as well too. I was like, all right, it's time for me to move out. It's time for me to move on, go somewhere new. And then I got my own apartment after I busted my balls doing a sales job for about a year or so. I was able to get out of that apartment that I was in and move into a new apartment. And I stayed in, this is the apartment I stayed there for 1 year 2 years while I was working the sales job. And then I ended up like leaving the sales job halfway through. So I've been living in the same place for over a year, basically without the rent being paid, which that's been an experience within itself. And I talked about that a couple of weeks ago, or months ago probably at this point in time. I don't even know. Time is such a weird concept for me. But I ended up signing on a 3rd year contract because I was like, well, if I don't have a job, if I don't have a way of showing proof of income for a new place, then I can't really move into any new place. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just sign another year for the apartment that I'm in. And it's interesting, dude, because the feeling has changed. Things just feel different. I've never stayed at a place for 3 years. I typically bounce around every 2 years or so. It's just what has worked best for me in my life up until this point. I'm not saying that that's the thing that you have to do, but that's just what I've found beneficial, because I didn't have a house, I didn't have a girlfriend. I was just trying to figure out my life in a sense. And now that I'm getting a little bit older, I mean, not even that much older, but I was just like, actually it would be nice to have a partner. It would be nice to have somebody to come home with and have conversations with and have her in my house. So now I've started to put her in my house on my inside of me. And I'm starting to see these things start to manifest on the outside of me, which is a really fun concept, and why I'm such a big proponent. And you can move anything that you want to move. You don't have to move anything on the outside. You move everything on the inside, then everything on the outside starts to change from there. So if you've ever walked into your apartment or house or wherever it is that you live and things don't feel right, what I recommend is trying to move around the furniture, moving it from point A to point B or adjusting it in some different way. You'll start to see that things become a lot more fluid and solid. At least that's how it had been for myself. It's like when I was living at home during the 2 years during COVID, like we had the living room set up in a certain way. And I was like, it just felt weird. It just felt off. And I was like, hey, do you mind if we move the furniture? And she's like, yeah, no, that's cool. So we moved the furniture and we kind of made it in a way to where like the couch kind of blocked off the living room from the kitchen. So like you had two different sections. You had like the living area and you had the kitchen area, which was really nice for me personally. I liked it a lot. And then even with my current apartment as well too, I ended up doing the same thing where I moved around the furniture quite a bit, more than I probably needed to a lot of the times, but I wanted to get it just right. Like there was some times where I had the couch like right in front of the door when I would walk in the apartment, so I thought that would help. I moved the TV into the kitchen, so I thought that would help. But like all of this just, it didn't feel right. I didn't like how it was. I didn't like the way that I was doing it. So I had to make small little adjustments to the apartment to make it like just flow a little bit better than how it was flowing beforehand. When I did that and I finally like got it locked in, like I haven't touched it since I moved it the last time, because it's like it feels right how I have it now. The ways I had it beforehand just wasn't me. It wasn't the ways that I like doing things. So I've made adjustments, and I want you to make adjustments as well too. Like if things aren't feeling right, like try to move something, try to get the body moving, try to maybe create something a little bit different or come up with a different idea. Like today, all I had been doing was I recorded 12 different voiceover videos today. I edited them, added some like hooks for those videos, and now I'm like exporting them as I go on my walk, because I like being able to do things like just get as much work done, or get all the work done that I need to get done. What's up, man? Get all the work done that I need to get done in a given day, and it makes my life a whole lot easier than if I wasn't to do it that way. So many of us don't like focus for those couple of hours. That's why I'm such a big proponent of making sure that like I have something planned for the day. So if I don't have something planned for the day, I just sit around twiddling my thumbs. I learned that with my year off. I'm like, dude, I have no idea what to do. Like I'd sit there, I'd cry for a bit, and then like, okay, well I guess I'll go on a hike because I don't know what else to do. Then I go on a hike. I did do a lot of like vlogging videos, which that was fun because now I'm a lot more comfortable talking like this out in public. This was never something that was easy for me. I always thought that this was awkward and weird and strange. I don't know why, because I know that there is like, and there are other people such as yourself listening to this right now, but for some odd reason, when I first started, it was basically just me talking to myself, and it made it a little bit discouraging, but like I kept at it. I kept trying, I kept posting videos, I kept trying to go out into the world and have different conversations or make different videos or just talk about the things that I wanted to talk about, because I wanted to rearrange my furniture in a way that I enjoyed. And I realized that not everybody else is ever going to understand the things that you enjoy, but if you enjoy it, just do more of it. And then the right people will start to become attracted to it, the right people will start to come in, and then it'll just start to grow into something that maybe you never even imagined that it could. But like you set out just because you enjoyed doing it. Like I think I've brought this up a couple of times, but like I'm really behind on uploading these videos. So I had never had the intention of sharing these. I was like, you know what? I'll just post them. Like if somebody is attracted to it, cool, awesome. Because primarily this was just for me to be able to like document, maybe complain a little bit, like vent in a sense. And I just like that aspect of being able to share like what I had going on in my life and just the scenario of the world around me with somebody that like would be able to be attracted to the same like energy or understanding that I have with the content that I make. There's a lot of the other people, when I try to bring these things up, it didn't work. Plus a lot of the times too, when I come in contact with people, I'm more of like they're a free therapist in a sense. Like people just open up to me in the most amazing ways, because I believe that I'm just so like, and I could be wrong with this, you can always let me know, but it seems to me like I'm just so receptive and non-judgmental of other people that they just feel a willingness to share what they want to share with me. And then that's what they do. They just come over here They just share these thoughts or these ideas, and then from there we become like closer, and it just starts to build from there. And that's why I'm like, I love to do like coaching, mentorship, consulting, or whatever it is with the right people, and having them be attracted to the videos in those regards. Then I can help you out from there. But who knows if that'll happen. I'd rather have that be like more of an organic thing. Maybe I'll work on that as the time comes. But it's like I also said, these videos are so far behind, like I have no idea where these are even getting uploaded right now. So I'm just a big proponent in sharing what you have to share. If you have any sort of information, any sort of knowledge, and you want to build your house up in a different way, then start sharing it. Start exploring those different ideas, because I never know which one's going to stick. I don't know what word's going to have the impact. I don't know what little phrase or wisdom or mechanism that I'm going to like say that's going to influence you or change something in your life to be able to go out and do something. Because I've had listened to so many conversations online and from other people that I've talked with as well too, where they've like completely transformed my life. So I'm like, if I can do that to you right now, awesome. And then if you ever want to have like a one-on-one conversation, we can always do that as well too. I like just working in the ways that I know how to work in. And like I said, yeah, people are just always opening up to me, telling me the most amazing things. So I'm going to keep posting videos. I'm going to keep showing up, because I believe consistency is key with everything that we do. And sure, there's all these other people that are blowing up all online right now. That's just like brain rot stuff. There's like no value. There's nothing to it really. And I just don't want to do that type of work. That's not the type of work that I've ever wanted to do. So I like coming up with these different ideas and different ways of, I guess, living or sharing that are hopefully more inspirational than some of the other content that maybe you have seen online. But it's like, I also have no idea the amount of videos or where this goes. All I know is that like, this is how I lay out my house, and the people that show up and want to come into the house are more than welcome to come into the house. My door is always open. You can always just come in, take what you need, and then you can kind of go on with your own little way. At least that's my whole plan, and why I'm such a big proponent. And like, when you have work and you have goals, like I was talking about just a little bit ago, I wanted to get the 12 videos done for the day. So that was what I set out to do this morning, because I'm pretty sure I might be starting a different sales job either tomorrow or after Christmas. And I know that dates the video for you, but that's kind of the plan. We'll see. I still do want to do my own thing. Like, I want YouTube to happen, dude. I want it to happen so bad. I know it already has, so it's just like, if it's already happened, then like, let it happen. Like, just give it to me, you know? So I'm putting in so much more work and showing up every day. Like, I don't know how many other people show up every day in the ways that I do. And some people could be like, well, you weren't like doing all this extra research and all this other stuff. And it's just like, but bro, I've done so much other stuff. Like, why does that have to be the case for somebody to want to watch something else? Can't they just want to watch it because they just enjoy the person? They enjoy the personality. They enjoy listening to the ideas, the perspective, and realizing that, maybe I could also try taking this approach. Or maybe I could try getting my work done before I go on a walk, or before I exercise, or before I go outside. Whatever it may be. Because even lately too, I was going outside first thing in the morning to go grab my cup of coffee. And then I was like, this is taking me more time. And then I come back and I'm like, this is just too much. And then I get home and I was like, oh, well, I don't want to do any work, because like I just went on my little walk and then I just wouldn't do anything. So now I've changed it to where it's just like, I wake up first thing in the morning. When I wake up, I have like a instant pot coffee thing, like one of the drip coffee things. If there's already coffee made from the following morning, then I put that in the microwave for about a minute and a half, drink that coffee, then I get started with my day a lot sooner. Whereas before, like, I would wake up, I get some socks on, I go outside, I walk over, I'd have to make my coffee like twice with this free machine or whatever it was, which was great, don't get me wrong. But it was taking up a lot more of my time. And I was like, you know what, let's just let me wake up, have this coffee. And I ended up manifesting one of the coffee makers as well too, because I was like, I don't want to go buy one, I don't have the means to go buy one. So we got that, and then we got the coffee filters. I actually got the coffee filters first, but I didn't notice that at first, because it came from somebody else. And then the following day I was like, oh hey, there's my Mr. Coffee. And then once I got my Mr. Coffee, I was like, oh, this is perfect. And then I was able to, what time do we have? I also have to be at the gym. Okay, I got time. And then after I saw the filters, the following day I got the Mr. Coffee. So it just came in a different order than I was originally expecting it to. It did still come, which that was the nice part. Like, everything always comes to you in the exact time that it needs to come to you in. It might not be in the order that you want it to come in, but it always does come in the order that it needs to. So now, like when I wake up, I drink my coffee, or I'm making my coffee. If we don't have it, like I typically make enough for 3 days. I feel like that's good enough. So it doesn't get like old or stale or anything like that. I can just rewind it back up in the microwave. So I did this past couple of days. It's been very nice. So probably gonna keep doing that, but I've been a lot more productive lately, dude. I've had like this little long conversation with myself, which I highly recommend you do the same thing. Where, bro, I was on the ground on my hands and knees, like crawling and just crying, and I was just like, yeah, this isn't good. Like, this is not good. So I was like, I need to change this. Made the adjustments. Now we're moving forward. We're moving in a different direction. Work's getting done. Payments are going to be coming in. Hopefully by the time this video is up, payments are already coming in, which would be great. And yeah, things will work out. But I guess the big thing is, like, whatever you want, like, go do it, go try it, go test it. If it works, do more of it. Like the videos on, I have an anime channel. I know you asked me about this the other day, but it's an anime channel. And the past couple of videos have done very well. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm pretty sure I know why they did well, was because one of them well, so this is the thing, dude. So one of the videos that's doing well right now, I ended up like going on a walk like I am right now, but I ended up taking this pen with me that I ended up going on, and I ended up smoking it, and I went on like 2-3 hour walk, and then I went back to Netflix and I watched this movie, and then I was like, you know what, I'll just watch this other anime, whatever. And it was pretty good. It was really good. And then the following day I was like, I like this anime a lot, I'm gonna make a video around this said topic. And I made a video around the said topic. I was like, is the video doing so well because I was stoned and I was watching the video? I'm gonna have to probably test that again sometime soon, because I'm like, if I get these creative ideas from being stoned and like coming up with these different ideas, then maybe I combine the both of them together. I'm not entirely sure. That's something I'm still having to work on or work through, because I'm like, I've always had this belief that like you can't be successful in smoke, but it's like, who says? It's like some of the best ideas that I've ever had have come from me like smoking and like sharing them or whatever it may be. So I might explore that coming up, but like right now, dude, I want to be able to get paid first. And then there's the whole thing like, well, with your identity, if you're able to be that person, then you just have the things that come to you like automatically. So I'm testing it. I'm trying to figure it out, because like I feel as though I am the person that I need to be right now. Like I'm showing up every day, I'm making the videos, I'm asking questions. There's not many people that like, at least not around my sphere, that do YouTube content, at least not that I'm aware of. And even if they do, I could always ask those types of questions as well too, to those types of people, because I would do that when I was doing sales. But a lot of the people, they just don't do the same type of content that I do. Like art is so subjective, bro. Like art is so subjective, because somebody could tell you that this is the way to make like a viral video, or this is the way to make a video that people will watch. And I'm just like, well, what if that's not the type of content that I want to make? Because I've tried making videos that way from the ways that other people have told me to. Like, to me, it just doesn't feel right. It's kind of like telling an artist that paints or draws, it's like, hey, so the actual way that you want to create this art is by drawing the line here with this color. And it's just like, no, I draw the line here with this color because this is the appeal of the aesthetic that I'm going with. And it's like, no, that's not the right way to do it. But it's like, but my art's selling for like $50,000. It's like, oh, okay, so maybe your art is right. Like, the art's such a weird subjective thing, and that's why I'm like, I just talk with the things that come off the top of my head with these videos, because I believe that we are all just channels in a sense. Not even in a sense, like we just tune into a certain frequency or vibration, and then we just share those set ideas in the ways that we need to share them in. Whenever somebody's asking you a question, they'll ask you a question a certain way, and you're able to respond to it in the way that you need to. At least I am, because I'm really good at responding to people like that in very fast ways. Me starting things a little bit more difficult, but I can do it. Like, I've been able to do it multiple times beforehand. But like, if somebody comes at me with like XYZ response, I can 99% of the time overcome it, or think of a different route or a different way to phrase or ask a different question to get them to a different place, which is why I'm really good at sales and also making these videos as well too. So yeah, I guess I'll wrap it up there. Last thing I'd say is, like, how is your house laid out right now? Like, are you doing what you want to do, or are you doing what other people have told you to do? Because I was always kind of doing what other people were telling me to do. Also, at the same time, I wasn't. It's so weird to me, because it's like we have these different ideas, perspectives, and I guess beliefs in our mind, and we think that they are ours, but it's like, are they really, or are they somebody else's that have been like ingrained into our own thinking, into our own being, that makes it seem like it is ours? Because we've been conditioned from birth to believe that we are a certain way, but are we actually that way, or is that just what somebody else has told us to be? It's something that only you can figure out. I've been doing a lot of work on it myself, and I've come to realize like there's always going to be some other problem that you can solve, some other thing that you can uncover. You might as well continue to move forward in the progress or in the pace that you're wanting to move forward in, because you can always find something else. Like there's always going to be some other dirt, some other grime, some other problem, some other past experience, whatever it may be. It's always going to be there. Like regardless of how far we come and how far we go, there's always going to be something from the past that you can always like come up with a different idea or a way of like, oh wow, I wish I would have done this differently. All I can say is don't allow that to stop you from moving forward, because the past is only here to teach you, and your future can change like that with just the right video, with the right conversation, with the right sale, with the right person, with the right interaction, with the right day, whatever it is. Like interactions, lives change in an instant every single day. You could get in a car, you could be drinking, you could crash, your life changes. You could be having relationships with your girlfriend, get her pregnant, your life changes. You could be sharing a video, you share the video with somebody else, that video goes viral, your life changes. You could be listening to this video, there could be a click within your mind, the thing that I say, which increases your likelihood of like posting videos or talking to other people or going out into the world, being more confident, whatever it is that you want. Your life changes in that said instance. Like it all comes down to asking. When you ask, things will come to you. Or even if you make statements as well too, things can come as well too. Like if someone's like, hey, what do you do? She's like, oh, I make YouTube videos, or oh, hey, I do sales, or oh, I do personal fitness, or oh, hey, I do mindset coaching, or oh, hey, I run my own agency, oh, I do sales. Like whatever it is that you do those, you make those statements just like, hey, do you know anybody else that has this? Do you have any idea of how I could get into this? Do you know any way that I could do this better? You start doing more of that, things are going to just start to magically fall into your lap. At least that's how it always has been for me. I know if it's been that way for me, it can be that way for you too.